there. We are now live streaming. Thank you, Ms. Sapp.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today for the District Library Book Objection Committee meeting. The purpose of today's meeting is to review an objection to the book titled A Stolen Life by J.C. Dugard. School-based and district staff, as well as parent and community volunteers, are invited to participate on each committee. Today's meeting will result in a recommendation that will be forwarded to Mr. Forson, St. Johns County School District Superintendent. This committee meeting is public record and therefore subject to sunshine law. It is being live streamed for public viewing. Committee members are not required to have their camera on during the meeting. We are committed to civility and decorum. Please assist us in maintaining a constructive meeting environment by remaining respectful of each participant during the meeting and afterwards. Additional discussion of the objecting party or committee members outside of the meeting is discouraged. Disparaging comments are contrary to district expectations regarding character and civility. Committee members received several resources in advance of the meeting. The resources included the objecting party's request for reconsideration, a copy of the book, Florida statutes, Florida Department of Education guidance for library media services, professional source reviews, St. Johns County School Board rules, the Library Bill of Rights, and a copy of the School Library Media Material Evaluation Checklist. The process for today is as follows. First, the objecting party will have the opportunity to address the committee. They will provide any information they deem compelling or new regarding their request. Next, the committee will have a discussion utilizing the School Library Media Material Evaluation Checklist. Finally, the committee will determine a recommendation for Superintendent Forson. There are two options. 1, retain the book for a designated level, or 2, remove the book from all St. Johns County School District libraries. For our meeting today, both agreeable and opposing viewpoints are welcome. I neglected to introduce myself, but I'm Dawn Sapp, Associate Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, and I'm serving as your facilitator for today's committee meeting. Are there any questions before we begin? Okay, Jean Moore is the objecting party for A Stolen Life by J.C. Dugard. Ms. Moore, this is your time to address the committee. You have up to 5 minutes to share your objection.
Good afternoon, and thanks for the opportunity to share my thoughts. A Stolen Life, the story of J.C. Dugard. What an immensely sad account of a young girl kidnapped, sexually assaulted and abused, emotionally abused and held captive. I felt a heavy sorrow for this young woman, and it broke my heart as I read what she went through in her formative years, being brainwashed and tortured. Her captors literally stole her life. My objection to this book being in a school library is the graphic descriptions of the rapes and other sexual assaults that JC had to endure from Philip and the absolute cruelty inflicted by both Philip and Nancy. The content is very mature and is rated 5 out of 5 by ratedbooks.org, the highest rating for inappropriateness for minors. It is rated 5 for aberrant sexual activities, including child molestation and rape, also references to bestiality, where Philip thinks about subjecting JC to having sex with a dog while he watches. This is not new information for you. You've read the book for yourselves. I do feel compelled to say out loud that the content of the book is not for school-age children, not even for high school. The term aberrant sexual behavior is defined as deviating from the accepted norms, such as sexual sadism, such as sexual masochism, pedophilia, fetishism, exhibitionism, and voyeurism. The book describes in detail such activities. An 11-year-old girl is stripped naked and raped. She is strapped and hung in various sexual positions. A child is forced to masturbate an adult man. An adult is secretly taking pictures of little girls doing splits so an adult man can masturbate to their split open legs, etc., etc. Obscene can be defined as disgusting to the senses and repulsive. I think people need to remember that every student that utilizes a school media center is a minor child. A school library is not the same as a public library, and that school districts should be scrutinizing closely what they bring into media centers. Age appropriateness is a term that has been loosely tossed around by the district, yet anyone who has been following this issue over the last several years has seen over and over that the district is completely fine with allowing books with sexual content, profanity, underage drinking, drug use, suicide, abortion, child rape, pedophilia, and other adult content into our schools. Parents alone should be deciding if they want their child to have access to or read adult content, not the child themselves, and certainly not the school district. The digital catalog and the opt-out process does not provide parents with any assurance that their child will not pick up books with adult content. I strongly believe the content of A Stolen Life is for adults and does not belong in a school library. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Moore. Committee members, we will now begin our discussion utilizing the school library media material evaluation checklist. Florida statute states that any materials used in a classroom, made available in a school or classroom library, or included on a reading list may be objected to for 4 specific reasons. The first reason is that the material is pornographic or prohibited under Section 847.012 of Florida statute. The second reason, the material depicts or describes sexual conduct as defined in 847.001(19) of Florida statute. The third reason, the material is not suited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material. And the final reason, the material is inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which material is used. For that first reason, which references pornographic or prohibited material, if the majority of the committee finds that this material is pornographic or prohibited under Section 847.012, then the material must be removed. For the remaining 3 reasons, the committee will determine if there is an appropriate grade level for this material or if the material should be removed. Keep in mind that our final task on the form is to make a recommendation to Superintendent Forson, and there are 2 options: retain the book for a designated level or remove the book from all St. Johns County School District libraries. Statute's clear that we must remove the title if the majority of the committee feels there is a violation of question number 4. The floor will be open to discussion and each committee member will have the opportunity to share. Comments will be summarized to provide an overall committee response for each question. Please remember to raise your hand to provide a comment at any time. For our meeting today, both agreeable and opposing viewpoints are welcome. Let's begin. So now we're going to go to the school library media materials evaluation checklist. We're going to work our way through the questions. On question number 1, it says, the objecting party's challenge of the material cites that, and then there's a blank area. And so we will refer to Ms. Moore's formal objection form. And she did check all 4 of the reasons as reasons that she believes that we should remove this material. So that will be noted for question number 1. For question number 2, this just serves as a way to share with Mr. Forson whether the members of the committee had the chance to review all the materials that were cited by the objecting party. So for question number 2, please vote yes if you were able to review the materials and vote no if you were not. Please vote yes if you were able to review the materials cited by the objecting party. Vote no if you were not able to review the materials.
Ms. Sapp, we have 8 yes votes for question number 2. You may now remove your vote.
Thank you. Question number 3, similar to question number 2, we are just giving Mr. Forson information on whether we were able to review the professional and/or crowdsourced reviews that came along with this objection. Please vote yes if you did review the professional and/or crowdsourced reviews. Vote no if you did not.
Ms. Sapp, we have 8 yes votes for question number 3. You may now remove your vote. You may remove your vote at this time.
Thank you. For the questions 4 through 7, I will call for anyone who would like to make a comment prior to the vote. So for question number 4, please raise your hand if you would like to provide a comment before we vote. Is the material pornographic or prohibited under Florida Statute 847.012? I don't see any hands, so we'll go ahead and call for the vote. Is the material pornographic or prohibited under Florida Statute 847.012?
Ms. Sapp, for question number 4, we have 3 yes votes and 5 no votes. You may now remove your vote.
Question number 5. Please raise your hand if you'd like to make a comment related to question number 5 before we vote. Does the material depict or describe sexual conduct defined in Florida Statute 847.001, paren 19? I guess we don't see any hands, so we'll go ahead and vote. Does the material depict or describe sexual conduct defined in Florida Statute 847.001, paren 19?
Ms. Sapp, for question 5, we have 5 yes votes and 3 no votes. You may now remove your vote.
Question number 6, please raise your hand if you'd like to make a comment before we vote on question number 6. Is the material unsuited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented? Does anyone have a comment? Seeing no hands, we'll vote. Is the material unsuited to student needs and their ability to comprehend the material presented?
Ms. Sapp, for question 6, we have 2 yes votes and 6 no votes. You may now remove your vote.
Thank you. For question number 7, can someone from Media Services please tell us at what grade level is this material currently available?
This material is currently available in grades 9 through 12.
Thank you. So for question number 7, we'll use reference to this being available for grades 9 through 12. Is the material inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used? Any comments? Raise your hand. We'll go ahead and vote. Is the material inappropriate for the grade level and age group for which the material is used?
Ms. Sapp, for question 7, we have 3 yes votes and 5 no votes. You may now remove your vote.
Okay, we have completed the questions. And at this time, we need to, as a committee, determine our recommendation for Superintendent Forson. Is there anyone on the committee who would like to state where where you think this material is appropriate?
We have a couple votes that need to be removed, Ms. Sapp. So if everyone could remove their vote at this time, thank you.
Okay, seeing no hands, we'll go ahead and have a vote for where the material currently is available. So if you would like to vote that our recommendation is the material is appropriate for grades 9 and up, please indicate yes. If you do not agree that we should make the recommendation the material is appropriate for grade 9 and up, vote no.
Ms. Sapp, for the vote to keep in grades 9 and up, we have 5 yes votes and 3 no votes. You may now remove your vote.
The majority of the committee has determined that our recommendation will be that the material is appropriate for grades 9 and up. At this time, please raise your hand if you'd like any comments included with our recommendation to Superintendent Forson. Okay, seeing no hands. Thank you to all committee members for your participation today. There are 2 final steps to conclude our work. Number 1, your acknowledgement as a participant on the committee is needed on the recommendation of Mr. Forson. The recommendation, which will include notes from today's discussion, will be emailed to you. You may acknowledge participation by responding with an email, or you may review and sign the documents in person at our Media Services office at 10 Hildreth in St. Augustine. Second thing we need you to do is to return your book and any notes from your work in preparing for today's meeting to the location where you picked up your book. We need you to please complete both of these tasks by Friday of this week. Are there any questions before we close the meeting? This concludes the meeting. Thank you.